Hello, this is my new proposal for the new stress-free narrative. Now, from a therapy perspective, you could call it a relaxing island getaway, but a catchphrase to summarize the gameplay would probably best be Tamagotchi Island, which I know sounds a little abstract, so I'm going to sell the idea in 3 parts. First, I'll dust off my MBSR credentials and lead an insight meditation to show you how the activities can be played into the island concept. Now, members of Fuzzy Frog will probably get the urge to skip the meditation section, but I introduce very simple game-like interactions into the exercises. I think you'll be interested in seeing how that works. As far as I can tell, no one in the market has ever tried to gamify the actual relaxation method therapies themselves. Next, I'll explain how the island works and what its functionality is. Finally, I'll state my reasons for choosing the island and highlight topic points that I'm keen to discuss further. So first, I'm going to lead what I could see potentially being the first activity of the game. Obviously, we'll use Russell's voice. I'm just standing in for demo purposes. I'm keen to keep the interactions as minimal as possible. Interrupting the user too many times will undermine the therapy. So to start the exercise, the user must rub with his finger on the device screen, or with his mouse, he must dissipate away the clouds. Failing that, a cue will help him. All these activities are audio-based, so if you don't have any headphones, then you can skip the exercise, but it's highly recommended that you try the exercise. Here's another cue if the user is really stuck on what to do. But let's get started. Very often we don't pay attention to the weather, and this can be a pretty miserable experience, say if we're caught in the rain. In the same sense, it's very helpful to be aware of your own mind. So we're going to spend a couple of minutes now doing just that. Let us get settled. It's good to sit with your back straight if you can. Feet planted flat on the floor, legs uncrossed. If you'd like to lie flat on the floor, that's okay. And with your eyes open at first, try letting your attention go to the far end of the room. And now just notice your attention as it comes back to the middle of the room. And finally, bring your attention up close, as if you're holding a book at reading distance. Notice how your attention can go to different places. Now let your attention go inward. You might let your eyes close at this point. Get a sense of your body in space, wherever you're sitting or lying in the room. Now let your awareness find your breath, wherever you feel it most prominently, whether it's at the level of your nostrils, the air going in and out, or the level of your chest as it goes up and down, or the level of your abdomen going inward and outward. Perhaps you'll even just notice your whole body breathing. Wherever it comes naturally, just let your awareness ride the wave of your in-breath and then your out-breath. When you come to notice, as often happens, that your mind may have wandered and become lost in a thought or a memory or a feeling or a worry, when you notice that, just take note of it and gently, lovingly return your awareness towards the breath, wherever you feel it. Now take a more voluntary and perhaps deeper breath and get ready to open your eyes. And when you're ready, look at the screen. And just as you did before, remove the clouds, and then we'll continue our dialogue together. Thoughts can form in your head like clouds over a valley. Positive thoughts, negative thoughts, they constantly float in and out of your awareness. It's how you react and deal with these thoughts. That's where stress-free can help you. Now settle back into your breath, that wave of the in-breath and then the out-breath. And as you follow your breath, imagine that you're a kite floating gently above the cloud line, where it's calm and clear. And no matter what the weather is, if it's raining, sunny, or even a full-strength storm, above the cloud line it's tranquil and serene. From so high up you can look down towards the cloud and just notice the activity there. Just as in your mind you can look down at the activity of your thoughts, memories, and sensations. And enjoy this opportunity just to observe the activities at the front of your mind. At times it may be useful for your attention to go back to the breath and follow the breath to reground yourself in the tranquil place high above the busy surface of the mind. From this place, it's possible to become aware of the activities of the mind without being swept away by them, and establish the fact that those are not the totality of who you are, that you are more than just your thoughts, more than your feelings. You can have those thoughts and feelings and also be able to just notice them with the wisdom that they are not your identity. They are simply one part of your mind's experience. For some, naming the type of mental activity like feeling or thinking or remembering or worrying can help these activities of the mind to be noted as events that come and go. Let them gently float away and out of awareness. Now take a more voluntary and perhaps deeper breath, and let yourself just become aware of the sounds around you. Now direct that attention to your fingers, perhaps give them a small wiggle. Now when you're ready, gently open your eyes and tilt your device downwards. We welcome you now to your very own relaxing island getaway. Welcome to Stress Free. Okay, so we're all very familiar with this island, except that a kite has now been very badly photoshopped on. If you click on this, you will repeat the insight meditation in the clouds. You can also click on the sand and start the Zen Garden game. Simon and I will need to think of some way that it's obvious that you can interact with parts of the island. Alternatively, you can pull up the menu of all the old school icons at any point. I think the Zen Garden game is going to be really popular. It's an original casual game that combines the logic of Sudoku with a calm and tranquil aesthetic. Perfect for on the go, challenging yourself, or just having a relaxing play with. There's also a scope for putting in constellations, combo patterns, and throughout you're rescuing and earning achievements. It's this currency that can help the player unlock more activities. So I'm proposing that we bring back points, and the player can spend those points on unlocking more activities. You can unlock content by doing just the games, or just the therapy, and if you enjoy both, then you're going to have a great time. But by offering two avenues, we'll be able to tell which one people want most. Additionally, random events could happen to the island, like the sea gets choppy, and just like Part 1's cloud-intensive insight meditation, we could compare the rough surface of the sea with the tranquil depths. A game like Aaron's Unity project could be particularly useful at illustrating how we could calm our mind's inner turmoil. These events should happen randomly and weighted when the user is being particularly active. However, these events should not happen if the user neglects his or her island. This island, after all, is a relaxing getaway, a place where we do not judge. Plus, nobody wants to log in and find their island looking like this. But it's important that our users visit our website every day, so I love the idea of rewarding our users with a commitment multiplier. It is proposed when the user logs in on a subsequent day that this kind of disclaimer is what they get. And if the user logs in day after day, then the results of each activity are multiplied by that number. You might be thinking, why look after an island? I've done some research and people are fickle. Some people like cats, some people like dogs, some people like robot dogs, some people like ninjas, and if we add a character creator, we'll end up looking like Spore. Also, most of these things die without your frequent attention, and I think the answer is to maintain something that's more abstract. Plus, landscaping and gardening, there's a strong metaphor there with growing synapse connections. Each item on the island resembles an activity. We have the kite for insight meditation, the waves breaking on the sand for calm breathing, and Macho Man Randy Savage for deep muscle relaxation. I'm kidding, we'll have a boat, or something with Macho Man in it. Now there's a temptation to make each player's island unique, and make each island viewable to another player like Farmville. I think, from at least a technical perspective, this is a very ambitious and probably unnecessary idea until we've got everything else working. Saying that, I'm really eager to hear your thoughts on what's been proposed so far. Do you like the island being the main focal point? I think the strongest alternative to island is perhaps Zen Garden or Forest, but any additional ideas we can potentially put in place in the future, I'm eager to hear. Okay, that's on my stress-free island. Thanks for checking it out, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.